production and goods. It has led to greater access to developed country markets with knowledge and technology transfer, backed with strong science and technology education base in these countries, leading to improved productivity and higher living standards. It is also brought about advanced means of communication. But globalization has also thrown up new challenges like growing inequality across and within nations, volatility in financial markets, and environmental degradation. Nigeria has not been able to exploit developed countries' markets owing largely to high cost of production, weak national industrial base, and poor planning. The Nigerian economy, being a monocultural economy dependent on only crude oil, has been negatively impacted by the deplorable environmental crisis in the Grand Niger Delta region. This development has sparked prolonged agitation by the people of the region for improved environment and livelihood. Environmental degradation is defined as any change or disturbance to the environment perceived to be deleterious or undesirable. It is the reduction of the capacity of the environment to meet social and ecological objectives and needs. It is a process through which the natural environment is compromised in some way, reducing biological diversity and general health of the environment. This process can be entirely natural in origin, or it can be accelerated or caused by human activities. Environmental degradation is one of the 10 threats officially cautioned by the High-Level Threat Panel of the United Nations. The World Resources Institute, UNDP, and the World Bank have made public an important report on health and the environment worldwide in May 1998. Implications of these twin factors for the developing countries. The environmental crisis affects everyone on the planet, but the degree to which the inhabitants of different parts of the world contribute to this crisis depends on the level of economic development and their consumption patterns. For example, almost 4 million children die each year of acute respiratory infections linked to indoor and outdoor air pollution. Malaria claims 1 to 3 million lives a year, most of them children, and another 3 million children die each year of diarrhea diseases related to lack of clean water and sanitation. In developing countries, there will be as many as 3.5 to 3 million active pesticide poisons per year, with millions more people experiencing lower but still dangerous exposures. Even in developed nations, the incidence of asthma is rising dramatically, and environmental factors appear responsible. As much as 70% of the world's consumption of fossil fuel and 85% of chemical products is attributable to 25% of the world's population. The excessive use of fertilizer is disrupting coastal ecosystems, leading to harmful algal blooms and fish deaths. The above reflect the landmark report of the World Commission on Environment and Development entitled Our Common Future, which warned that unless we change many of our lifestyle patterns, the world will face unacceptable levels of environmental damage and human suffering. Documents an emerging health gap in which preventable diseases are concentrated amongst the poorest segments of society leading to what is described as a multi-logic collaboration. While international environmental concerns are often expressed in broad terms, such as this certification of climatic change, the environmental problems of concern with vulnerable groups in marginal areas are generally quite localized in nature, revolving around immediate issues such as degradation and contamination of a particular rangeland as in northern and central regions of Nigeria, or soil erosion on farmland as in the eastern part of Nigeria, environmental degradation and globalization of Nigeria, especially in the Niger Delta, have been increased. It is on the strength of this that the National University Commission we need to look at the strategic mandates of the National University Commission. So basically, the mandate includes approval for the establishment of universities irrespective of ownership, approval of the introduction of new academic programs at all levels of university education, set benchmark minimum academic standards for all academic programs in the university, serve as channel for coordination of all external support, linkages and collaboration between Nigerian universities and their overseas counterparts, promotion of innovation through strong linkage to the organized private sector, continuous infusion of elements of sustainable development into the curricula of all academic programs in Nigerian universities, promotion of entrepreneurship education and training for all students in universities as a means of preparing them to create job opportunities, increase in funding for the education sector, advocacy for greater emphasis on education and research in all international protocols of the federal government, promotion of international exchanges between Nigerian experts and foreign counterparts, support for the establishment of specialized research and development centers and institutions located in areas where environmental issues are endemic. I take it very briefly. The dilemma of focusing Nigerian national development towards addressing issues of environmental degradation and threat to security of lives and property. I will now present below some of the recipes which the Commission is already working on as its contribution to addressing issues. I will talk about the organized private sector's contribution to continuous infusion of elements of rural development and the rest. The issues of globalization, industrialization, and national development in Nigeria are intrinsically linked to the challenges of widespread poverty in vulnerable areas. These are burning concerns with the educational system, which have been somewhat alienated from the mainstream economic activity, especially during the military era. Unfortunately, these were the period when environmental problems in the country worsened. Going higher to more funding for university research and development and weak linkage between the industries and local universities, the nation has been unable to respond to these public malaise, which implication is written and the impact on the livelihood of the people remain tremendous. With the current efforts by the government to improve funding, the system will continually put in place reform measures in curriculum development and research using modern biotechnology and space science to bring support to the multitude of Nigerians living The NUC shall soon embark on the documentation of all national research and development efforts in all areas of the level and distribute their research results for use in relevant national institutions. It must be emphasized here that recourse to terror will further deal in the promising prospects of containment of the situation, as similar environmental issues are being successfully managed in the developed countries such as the Netherlands, Israel, and USA. The NUC will remain committed to promoting science and technology education and continue to solicit for support, especially technical support from our development partners in the area of building national capacity to respond to the challenges of the environment. On this note, let me once again thank the organizers for the opportunity to share our views with this august audience. We at the Commission are eagerly waiting for the outcome of this conference, especially for the recommendations that will improve our capacity to deliver on our core mandates for ensuring the orderly, programmatic development of Nigerian universities. Once again, on behalf of the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, I want to thank you for listening. Thank you.
The University of Ibadan Choir is going to entertain us. But before I invite them forward, I'd just like to share this little joke with you. The joke is about a man who borrowed an axe and he was cutting with it. And the axe fell into the river. He cried and wept, and God intervened. God brought out a golden axe. The man said the axe is not his. God brought out a silver axe. The man said it was not his. So God now brought out a wooden axe. The man said that was his. But God gave him the accident. Told him to get home. When he got to show the access to his wife, and the wife wondered where he got them from, he now explained to the wife. So the wife insisted that she must go to the river and see for herself. So as she was slipping over, she fell into the river. So God now brought out a beautiful woman, and the man said, yes, that is my wife. God looked at her and said, it was because you are an honest man, that was why I gave you the same message. Why are you lying now? And the man said, God, I'm very much afraid of you. I'm afraid that if you said the beautiful girl is not my wife, you bring out two more and I'll end up having 3 wives. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now the turn of the University of Ibadan Choir to entertain us.